Hello, and welcome back to Factorio Space Exploration. Gotta do something real quick for this rocket leaves. And yeah, hello! Last Sunday my internet kind of decided to stop working properly. I ended unceremoniously. But good to see you. Sort of have set up what might be Astro 3. I'll have to see if it works. But I hope you're doing well this week. It'll be fine. Is there anything else I need to ship up? Send more power poles. These would do some good. And some extra those. But today, if my science setup works, I should be able, I think by the end of the day, get a ship building. But I have to actually assemble it in space, I think. Which feels funny, but yeah. But is all of that true? Or are you convincing yourself that it's production issues because you don't want to do bio? Because that's what I would do. I would stress about stuff that's not super important to avoid starting a bio science thing right away. Assuming you're not, but space lasers. That seems like a great time. So convenient. Oh, I wonder if there's... Space lasers would mean finding like a good uranium planet. Good uranium and stone. Uranium, stone, and iron, and coal. A planet with all of those, and then just pumping all your power in a new planet would be pretty fun. Which, thinking about it, I kind of want to look into that. If I find a perfect planet for that, I should mark it. Instead of just doing everything on my main planet, it'd be fun to try it at least. Oh, yeah. Just... yeah, harvest energy. Get all the energy you need from the sun. That makes sense. Didn't cross my mind, though. Do I wait for this to fill? Maybe. That crafts fast enough. This is still limited by the stone. Which is limited by the stone. Ooh, I haven't seen the stone fully die yet. Why is that? Because my stone mining is dying, I guess? Seems about right. I need to address that. Or I can continue to ignore it and just launch this rocket under full because I want to get space science moving. It should land soon, or it hasn't even launched yet. But I need to make sure that it empties these out quickly. And then builds this, and then I can see if it works. Yeah. Just run away to space. That's the real answer to all of life's problems. Ooh, I have to change that to the tier 3 recipe. These are catalogs. These are not running. These will run. These need to be turned off. Okay, that should be functional. Those are not crafting because those are here. Those are missing gamma ray. These are missing gamma ray stuff. Did I not set up crafting for gamma ray? No, I did. I didn't. Set up a chest. That's there, that's there. I don't know how neither of those are in the logistics network. That feels incorrect. Yes, that's clearly incorrect. Oh, it probably didn't update till the chest is placed. That's those two. Okay, I don't have multispectrals because they're being used, that's fine. The chemical gel, I need to run the pipe there. Sometimes these things line up almost as if I plan it. But I know myself very well. And they are not planned at all. Okay. Chemical gel. Boom. Yes, I didn't turn that on because I didn't want anything to explode while I wasn't paying attention. Boom. Cryonite barrels. This doesn't request cryonite barrels. On the way, 12 logistics storage good. Get rid of that. And then stack size 1 for safety. Shouldn't matter, but target there. Okay, it's this. Boom. Now focus. This needs to get to here, which I think I was just going to do it via requesters. I just want to have this Astro. Reading this doesn't fully help with understanding the scale of building a spaceship, because it's hard to picture. That will output there. That needs a cryonite slush. The cryonite slush needs to be launched. That should not be there. Why has the cryonite slush been moved down? It should be on its way. I think I'm gonna beacon this. I just need to beacon that. This would be funny if you could productivity it, but it would just be a weird loop you could set up where you productivity on filling a barrel and then you kind of just produce forever, which would be a funny loop. Just completely nonsensical. Okay, do you have the barrels? You have the barrels, you're targeted. Are you controlled properly? No, you are not. You should be controlled via Novus orbit, which I have not actually connected yet. I'm glad I was careful about this. Where I link that. That is the fill barrel. And that is connected to Novus Orbit. Which means that I can output to there. Controlled. Switch this to Cryonite fill. Actually checked. Yeah, you can't connect that to a wire. One. Still moving, still requesting because it's not launching. On. So, there's that. Input to there. I don't have an output. I do have an output. Cryonite making the fancy gamma ray detector. Gamma detector? Gamma ray detector. Gamma ray detector. I was moving those. Which will get me the gamma ray stuff. Do I have no scrap? Yes, I do. I don't have a requester chest. That'll give me the gamma ray observation data. Gamma ray observation data. I'm missing radio wave. Radio wave here. Okay. I see my mistake. No, I don't see my mistake. Shouldn't that go... Oh, I don't have the output there. Okay. Oh. I don't have an output at all. No black ones. Okay, that should work. Which will get me the catalogs. Which will give me insights. The actual science just needs the catalogs. The insights already exist. Everything should be dead right now because this can't be produced yet. Yes, I just need that. Okay. Boom. Should be moving into here, and I'm producing catalogs. Yep. One step forward. Catalog. Taken out, move to there, move to here. Producing an insight, which is not needed right now. What I actually need is the science. But one is coming. Goes in. Astro 3. It's probably not going to be going at the intended speed yet. But it's gonna be researching. First thing is the bulkheads. After the bulkheads, I need spaceship, and then I'm happy. That's all that I need. What is with that motion? It drops it here, then moves there, then moves down. Didn't do that there. Weird. Wonderful. Science. Bet this is gonna be slow for a little bit. But it is not actually slow. I assumed it would be slower than that. Because I was skeptical of a lot of stuff. Those are not running yet, which is because I didn't update the requester chest. Okay, good. I need to restrict that. That's way more astrometric data than I should have. This is fine. Okay, the data works. Everything seems to work. think the scale of the different steps is quite funny. Astro 1 I built, you know, all that. Astro 2, basically that. Astro 3, this tiny bit. It's quite... It's very not annoying. It's very... It's nice to not have to tear apart stuff, and it's just sort of add a little module. Okay, how are the... those should probably be limited. Yeah, like it's... Well, I don't think... Base Factorio doesn't really build on... Like, the research doesn't build on itself, it sort of each is its own thing, which is... which is a fine design. But I could really imagine, oh, you finished the first tier of research now, rebuild the whole thing to do the next tier, would be very frustrating. So I'm very glad it didn't go in that direction. The gamma ray is full, because that goes directly there. I need to make sure that I restrict these. That's going in there, the output's there. These are restricted already. That really doesn't need to be inactive, but that's a request, it's fine. There. Good. Everything is appropriately restricted. I think this should be crafting at an acceptable speed. Somehow. Astro 2 is climbing, because 10 minutes is going to be crafting. It is going to be probably at about 20 per minute, it seems, which is wonderful. I'll be done with the research for the spaceship probably within half an hour, for sure. Fairly confident within half an hour if nothing breaks. Which means that I can't keep ignoring my stone supply issue. I need to address it. It's easy, but... Okay, I'm gonna ignore that. That's not enough stone to be worth it right now. That stone's pretty good. I think this is the most convenient one, though. Not really. Because I do need to put the stations about that far apart, which means this would be down here. Which would be better as a station for the core fragments. I wonder if I can put a station on the other side without messing everything up. I should be able to if I'm careful with the signals. I can put a station here, I can put a station there. But I can't put a station here and a station there without it getting really messy. Other options. Did I ever fully empty this cache? I did. Cool. Don't really need that marked anymore. Some stone. I think stone is, of all the resources, this kind of minor. It's probably one of my least favorite for, like, no good reason. I just don't like stone. I could probably put a 4-way intersection... No, I put a 3-way intersection here. Go down and get stone on either side. I think that's the best play. Which I can do remotely. Sort of. 3-way intersection. It will not line up well, because this is not good. That's probably about the best I can hope for. Given that this is not properly laid out to be tileable and everything. Or to have set grid. Which is just an issue with how I started the planet. And I think I'd probably just make one stop in the middle. You can make one stop that fills from both sides from separate sources. That'll fill quickly. Do I want to run it here? It's a bad idea. So this train station is there, which means the entrance needs to be at the bottom. And the exit at the top. Nope, still like that. Right. There. Painless. This will need more roboports. That will get built. Oh, that's actually love when they destroy stuff before being in a position to replace it. I really should just be more careful. Like, I always picture, oh, they'll run out here carrying their stuff, they'll break it, they'll fix it right away, but no. They never do, and I never learn. And it always causes problems. Should be connected. Let's keep pushing these down, make sure it is. Good. Okay, we'll have to fix that later, but should be fine. Just wish it behaved differently. It's so helpful. It would probably be asking a bit too much for it to be different, but boom, overload of roboports. Steal the robot's job. And stop 20% of the way to a spaceship. I will drop everything I'm doing the moment I can make a spaceship, because I need to start setting up probably bots to just build all the pieces. Gotta build bulkheads, or walls made with the bulkheads. Gotta build doors. I want to make something that looks kind of like a trimaran or something, but that would be silly when I have limited structural integrity. So this will be picking up stone, which is relatively... Those are in range for building, that's fine. Give that power. I didn't bring actual mining stuff. And I'm always confused by how long it takes for these to start, for these to charge up. I guess it's because they have a set max consumption of 2.1 megawatts, which is why they take time to fill. Okay. But within the next 5 minutes, I can at least lay out how I'm gonna run stuff to here. And bots can do a little bit of cleanup. In preparation. I've never noticed that. When clearing trees, the big red looks kind of sickly appearance on the map. Kind of interesting. Just never look when I'm clearing trees to see it look like that. But these will run for season 2 to merge together. Let's see if I can do this from memory. That's wrong. No, it's outer 2. Nope, I cannot remember. I could figure it out, but oh yeah, you have to merge the middle 2. I forgot about that. Let's merge the middle 2 before sending it underground. Extend that too far, then these only need to mix once. Splitting again. It's good to manually build it occasionally. That will be there because I want to clear that. Just run that down and up. And I'm gonna to go back and get looking at setting up my is that full? Good. Is that something I was intentionally letting sit? That's less full than I think I would like. Maybe I'm off on the amount. Okay, that's fine. I want to get robots ready to build. So these will be separate from that because I want to keep an eye on it. And I already have all this building here. So I need to make bulkhead. Is it bulkhead? So I need to make the console, which will need comprehensive astronomic catalogs. I'll have to build that in space. That's kind of obnoxious, but I have to build the thing in space anyway, so it's not a big issue. I just kind of wish I didn't need to build it in space. I'm gonna use this because I'm lazy. I don't know if I want to save it that way with the RoboPort. I think I want to remove the RoboPort from that. Leaving the power is fine. The RoboPort. Oh no, I broke this because that doesn't have the parameters. Oh no, I don't know when I did that. That's annoying. To reparameterize this blueprint. Oh, that's obnoxious. I need to copy this because I don't want to type it. It's P0_S. Looking at the stack size times 5, what I'm doing by default. Okay. Spaceship's built, but I can't do anything with it yet. So, I think everything's a parameter? I picked these in the wrong order. 3, 4, 5. So. I'm gonna ignore this for now. It is obnoxious. So. Space. Things that I can build here. I could have already been building bulkheads, I forgot. Spaceship floors can be built here and then shipped up. Walls can be built here. Doors can be built here. Rocket engines technically can be built here. They have to be placed in space anyway. I'm going to build them in space. Booster tank is the same. I have no space pipes anywhere but in space. So, might as well just do it all in space. So those are spaces. Floor, wall, door. But first I need bulkheads. How many bulkheads am I? I'm gonna need a lot of bulkheads, I bet, long term. I have to assume it's part of the recipe somewhere here. Doesn't look like it. Oh, it's used for the asteroid belt probe. Okay, I don't need to think about it now. But energy beaming might need it. Life support. Probably. Once I have a working spaceship, I will probably not need to craft bulkheads quickly on Novus. So, if I'm patient, it's probably best to do it on this scale. But, no stack limits. I'm low on those, but that's always an issue. And I can productivity. That's always kind of surprising for bulkhead type objects, but it's probably for the best. These produce bulk. Okay. 1 bulkhead, which is, it's not that bad of a recipe. Low density is kind of rough right now, but that's because I'm out of copper. Almost always when I'm out of copper, it's because something broke. But not this time. It's not because something broke. Okay. Oh, yes! I was like, I'm gonna make a copper planet. And then I was waiting to find a spaceship. Probably. That means that I should get at least 1 more copper station. Until I am able to fly a spaceship conveniently. Okay, there's a good one there. And I think that's the only good source of copper that is convenient. That one's a little awkward, as is that one. These guys hopefully have mostly despawned or run into laser turrets. Yeah, I can get the copper down here if I want to. I will need to build a wall over here. Once I build that, it should be stable. Which is reasonably painless. But easy one is here. We're gonna build a 4-way intersection. Doesn't really matter though. I can just make a station. I was gonna say I can just make a station there, but I actually need a second one. I need 2. Make one on the right, one on the left. Oh, I did kind of baselessly hope that I'd like. Oh, I've unlocked spaceship. I can just build the spaceship. But no. No, no, no. Much more stuff is in my way. Exit. That's one. How am I gonna just do that? It should all be the same. Except for the fact that this whole section is terrible. And makes very... It should line up there. It really doesn't. And before I ruin everything again, I need to get power running there. To prove that I've learned my lesson. Which, given that I did all that before setting power to run in a way that would not ruin everything, I did not learn my lesson. Okay, fixed it in time. I should all build, I hope. Now it's going to get mining here, mining there, then I'll have a lot of stone, I'll have a lot of copper, I'll have a bit of copper. This will need to feed there, that will go that way. How do I want to do this? It's such an awkward... It's just so awkward. Vertical's not ideal. But it might be better than horizontal. Oh, hello. So 5 partial ones versus 1, 2. It's about the same. Go to the right then. How are you doing? Yeah, 5 is about right. Except for the fact that this one here did not build, because I wasn't holding shift. That one's unneeded. That needs to run. This is not needed. It all runs to the right. Okay, that should work. I need 60 of those. How's this copper doing? Just... How are you doing in general? How's your attempts to mod? Kerbal with a questionable mod gone well? Have you abandoned that? Is this fine? I still need to keep an eye on this. Uranium's so slow. Okay. So. Bunch of those. Yeah, I assumed mostly that I would assume that trying to mod an already... I assume Kerbal Space Program's intensive. It's a fairly, like, demanding game, but maybe it is... It might be less than I assumed because it's relatively old. Where am I mining? Where mining's down here? Is... like... I don't know if the first... I know Sonic was on the Sega Genesis. I don't know what the first console that Sonic was on was, though. Oh, is he remote controlled? Okay, it's 600. That's fine. Oh yeah, how many of those do I need over here? I need a lot. 60 times 5? 300 tier 2s. That's more than nothing. Okay. Because I don't actually know the Genesis Dreamcast orders of stuff. Okay, I'm distracted. Oh yes. Grabbing that. And some extra beacons. Which I don't know where I am crafting beacons. It should be here. But... oh, it's further down than I thought. Yeah, the only... I was gonna say the only console that I played Sonic on was like a Game Boy. There's also funny old, it's not really a console, but the funny old, like, toys from, like, McDonald's or something. I think there was some Sonic branded one of those, which doesn't really count, but it just reminds me of the very existence of those sorts of toys. I have to imagine they don't name the very first release of a game. They really call the very first Sonic? No, okay, so it's Sonic 1 Forever is a fan-made remake. That makes sense. It would be very bold, in a sort of way, to like, the very first Sonic game, Sonic 1 Forever. Just, it would be a weird name, but if it's a remake of like a sort of remaster type thing, that makes sense. No, I didn't think the first Sonic game was for the Game Boy. That's the only console that I had ever actually played a Sonic game on. Not including, like, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, whichever that one was. Yeah. I don't know, maybe... I feel like it would be fun if they really did call the very first Sonic game, like, some unimaginably confident title, where they're like, yep, this game's gonna be amazing. So this game will last forever. It's so funny to me. I did not place this in an efficient manner. No, I'm trying to think of another similar game that exists that probably had a similar sort of name. Well, I mean, Sonic, I guess, has been around forever. It hasn't been, but not forever. It hasn't been a confident game in a while, though. Until recently. I don't know when it started to become less... or to... you know, I think generally Sonic has made a turnaround. Like, it's fairly consistently at least okay now. Like, despite how... it could also be people don't care as much. Like this, I've never heard like as much negativity about like Sonic Frontiers or the other weird one. Not other weird one, but the weird one where you made your own character. Which was only weird because the choice of cosmetic seemed really silly. But there's none of the reactions as like Sonic 06. None of the... I'm not deep in Sonic lore, gameplay, any of that, but Forces, yeah. Which might have been a good game, but like it had weird cosmetics is the only thing that I know about it. Like very corporate, attempting to appeal to a younger generation type cosmetics. But yeah, I just don't know anything about it. I just know it wasn't... Like, I think Sonic Mania was like, it's great. Maybe it's short, but it's great. I don't know. Sonic Forces was not the same. I don't think it was received at least as well. Like, the only thing I know about Forces is, like, hats that just say gamer, or something like that. Which just leaves a weird impression of, like, it's a weird choice, I think. Loading... Wait, oh, I was here. It might have had interesting stuff like grapple hooks, though? Which is interesting in the context of a Sonic game. Mania had this is like a great game, but none of these, my main thing I was thinking about is how none of these games had the same, as far as I'm aware, oh, this game is awful, as a bunch of the older, but not old, games did. I'm surprised I had enough modules for this. Very surprising. Let's say pickup station. Why are there so many trains sitting here? There's so many trains here, why? I shut down a bunch of stations? I don't think so. There's way more in the depot than there should be. Ooh, this is dead. Okay. I can rip that up. Yeah. Always gotta make fan favorite things gated behind, you know, additional purchases. Can't just have fan favorites be playable. I'm trying to find what I'm there. Is that even the right one? Yes, it is. Okay. Well, I mean, if it's free, then it's just can't have it on release, then I guess. I would never personally be annoyed if it's like, oh, it's not there on release, but it's released eventually. Oops, that's silly. Clear that. No, I'm never really particularly invested in a certain character. I want that, don't want that. Leave that there. That is a terrible beacon. Only boosting one, but I think it's in my best interest to leave it there. These won't all get built. I think it's wait a bit. That will get built. That's too far away. I want it to be logistically connected. I need it to be a little closer. Okay, those should be fine. That should build everything. That should be in build range. Wonderful. Oh, oops, don't clear that. Okay, that should build just fine. Those are all working together. That should get all that. Okay, those will be built, and then I'll just need to run everything into set up belts. Let's merge it all here. I don't even know. Sonic Origins is one that I do not even know which one it is. It makes me think of Sonic Generations, but Sonic Generations, I believe people like. What is Sonic Origins? Sonic Origins is a 2022... so it's a... Sonic Origins is basically just a re-release of all these older games. Oh, 12 Game Gear games, which is weird. I don't even know what Game Gear was. Interesting. Yeah, it's gonna be split into 4. Let's not do that. It's an interesting content. Everything about Sonic is just a very... Oh, it's a strong IP that people are very invested in, which I guess makes it much more... Which makes people's feelings about it much more volatile. Which makes it a lot more difficult. You make a mistake, it's much more... People react more strongly. And if, like... Oh, am I running? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Awkward. I bet there's plenty of games that make bigger mistakes that get slightly less flack because they're not established, which is kind of fair. If you've been making if Sonic games have been being made for a long time, and they're still making simple mistakes, it doesn't reflect well. can you really say about the company that very much lost in the console market? I bet consoles are harder than games. Okay, that will run eventually. I can let that sit. So, how many bulkheads built? 15. Finally, a few. Because I have copper. Okay. That's very slow. I want to beacon that. So there'll be plenty of bulkheads. Eventually. I can start setting up the other components, which I could do remotely. I just try to always stand nearby what I'm working on if I'm on the surface of where the work is happening. So, I want a walls to empty out. So, time to set up walls. I'll get as much out of this beacon as I can. So, wall. Can't fit it there. Bad planning. A wall. A floor. And door. Door, I probably don't need more than 10. 250 of the other two might not be enough. I mean, I don't know the exact context. To a degree, locking a side story behind DLC is not really different than like an expansion with a story. It's just smaller scale, and therefore it does kind of feel worse. Low density structures are still bad. Because copper is still bad. Copper's working its way in here. This feels like underperforming what it should be. Trying to adjust this. Huh. I mean, I personally, I feel functionally, flavor text or dialogue being locked behind DLC is still just cosmetic to see it in game. Like, the actual information of the lore is available to everyone. So, I don't personally view it. I mean, it's still just more cosmetic DLC. Oh, hello. Hope you're doing well. Like, it's a weird type of cosmetic DLC, I think, but it still feels like it is just a cosmetic DLC. Why is it on both sides? Oh, because of this. Okay. Oh yeah. Like, people being unhappy about that is emotion. It's their own choice. Well, it's not their own choice. No. You don't choose to feel whatever emotion you feel about something. And if they feel that way about a type of DLC, then they don't like it, and that makes sense. Can I not click this? I can't. I guess this is eating up some of my copper, so I do need a lot more prioritization there if I want that to run. I do need circus always, so it's not really like this needs to be a lower priority. I mean, it's sort of... I think I can get behind disliking expanding what is being sort of treated as like cosmetic DLC. Because where could it potentially go? What sort of weird cosmetic DLC could exist? Well, then I think of like games like Dota 2 or League, where some cosmetic, you know, skins you can purchase with money, but it's not DLC. It's not labeled DLC. Do actually provide definite advantages because of bad visual design. That can't really happen in Monster Hunter specifically because it's not a PvP game. But I wonder where it could go that it is even more troubling, but it can still technically be labeled cosmetic. If I don't run that. This is underproducing because stone's under... Oh yeah, okay, yes. I'm short on those because I'm short on stone, obviously. And I'm short on stone because I was running out, and now I fixed it. In this build, that should help a little. Could I be productivitying this? I could be. I could try to switch these to productivity and design it where I can beacon them, which might help. But I already am beaconing them. Maybe I can try swapping the beaconed ones. I'll wait till it's clear because it's obnoxious. Yeah, like... It's one of those things where, like, I don't think going... like, those sorts of individual DLCs is a good idea. And it's always like, there's a certain, like, could it be neutral? Probably not. It's like, if you took Iceborne and separated every single part of it into some individual pricing so that it costs the same amount to get the same amount, that would feel worse, despite it being theoretically you could just buy what you want. But it would still feel much more like Capcom nickel and diming customers, despite sort of being neutral. What did I break here? Okay, that's what I broke. Okay, that makes 0.23, slightly lower than Oh, it's a low tier beacon. I was doing beacon 3s. 0.29 versus 0.32. Fairly close to a one that doesn't have a beacon. But now I actually have more stones, so I don't actually need the productivity, but that's fine. It lets those run a little better. And I could try to scale it up. It'll be ugly. It'll look really bad. I don't want to do that yet because heat shields. When I have a spaceship, I could go set up iridium, maybe. Just for this. I think this is the planet where I was going to do iridium. Because I could fly here to build stuff, fly back and forth as necessary, could be fun. Not my current issue though. Current issue is, am I making spaceship parts yet? I am. Wonderful. Excellent. I'm assuming that I probably only need... Okay. I don't know how this works. If I take this stack and this stack, I can place it here. I can't build the actual ship here, but I can get an idea. Oh, maybe I can't get an idea of how it works without the... Yeah, I'm missing the... I need the piece, I need the console to even understand the integrity at any given point. Very limited. Hull stress mainly based on the size and shape. Container stress based on the item and fluid storage capacity. Hull stress benefits from empty spaceship tiles. This clear space is discount. The second value is the hull stress with no discount is useful to estimate stress value. You fill it up. Third value is max stress. The tech level allows. Long, thin ships are less sturdy. So if I plan to make it kind of like a big circle, that's probably not a huge issue for stress. Circle, so egg shape. Go for an egg-shaped spaceship. Might be bad. Bet there's some optimized stuff, I don't really care. I want to experiment. But 500 of each is gonna be more than enough. Probably only need a few doors. So I just need those to be built. Those will be built slowly. While those are being built, I need to get a spaceship console built in space, rocket engines, and rocket booster tanks. Which means I need to go back to fixing my... I'm gonna go back to fixing this because I need to actually have... Okay, that's the perfect recipe. Wait, rocket booster tank. Just copy that layout. If I change this to a booster tank, place it there, modify these so that none of them are the same. 50, 350, 120, 300, 450, 800 should be all unique. That is E, so it should be good. But first I need to copy that, because I hate typing. Then I can parameterize. And make sure they'll have pairs. That last one should not be there. Every other time it was near the top. It should be fine. I just need to make sure I put a formula. So that is 1. This is 2, 3, 6. I'm gonna this every time I make a mistake. This is E0 underscore S. I can go with 3 in space. This is the output. This is, these are all ingredients of 0. I wonder where I would use, I guess for more complicated chains, you might have different ingredients. But for this basic stuff, it has never been relevant. Space, bot, crafting, bake. Create that, put it there, delete this one that I broke, then go here and craft computer, boot engines, and tank. Adjust stack sizes. Tanks might be better to have like 30 or 50 of. Long term. Short term I don't need that many, but can I go up here? No, it cannot, which means that I need to shift this. Oh, I don't need to shift that up on it. It fits. Because this is well planned. Clear that. So, once these build, everything will go well. Why do I have no Astro 1? Because I have no insight. I have no insight because I have no broads. I have no broad astronomics because I turned that off. Yes, I turned that one on off then. No, that's the insights. That's not it. This is one that I turned off that I shouldn't have turned off. Wait. No, that's insight. I don't want insight. I want catalogs. This one, which should be running, is dead on the X-rays. I have never seen that word in my life. X-ray observation. X-ray here, limited by that, which is limited by the fact that this ate up all of my multispectral, which is limited by low densities. The low densities are limited by the fact that I do not have enough low densities, which is pretty simple. Mythical animal. What a very specific combination of creatures. Okay, that can be improved. It's going okay, it's eating up all of my low density. My low densities are bad. I can't spare the aeroframe scaffolds to make low densities yet. I don't have enough beryllium production. It'd be great to be able to do this. It would cut out about 10 copper. It would be so much better. I don't think I will have enough beryllium to make scaffolding at this speed for long. And the scaffolding's needed for all this other stuff. So the best that I can do is see if I can beacon this stuff without having to totally rebuild. Okay, first things first would be changing power supplies. That will free up a lot of space there. That one's still a problem. Okay, that's fine, that's where it's all that's happening now. That. Clear out all of these. Okay. Beacon time. That would be the best place to put it. Which would mean that was good to move. Should speed up a lot. This should go from 0.14 to 0.37. Well, no, I can look for circle part quite easily. It's a weird combination of animals, I think. I wonder if there's a particular reason for like a serpent leopard. Whether it's sort of perceived traits of each individually, whether those traits are important, or how it all comes together. Well, now I'm short on plastic and copper, but I think I'm short on plastic and copper in a way that I cannot solve without building this somewhere else. Which is fine. This is just the max production rate that I can make till I make a new train station to build low-density structures, which would be better to build in space, because that would be very fast. I mean, kind of funny to think, like, a weird giraffe neck on a leopard. It's pretty goofy to me. Though giraffe necks are stiff, not flexible like a snake. The art on the Wikipedia page is pretty... Yeah, I'm thinking of giraffes just because the art on the Wikipedia page leans very much like they just have really long necks, compared to the whole thing being serpentine, which is kind of boring, but it's, I don't know, mythological, so it's fine. There's no issue with it being boring. Probably boost those a bit. Yeah. Drawing stuff from historic mythical animals feels like a weird way to phrase it, but like mythical animals is fun. It's an interesting source for semi-realistic things. Given that lots of stuff comes from realistic stuff, like what? Oh, giant ants in a country in Africa is like a misinterpretation of like large, they're not rodents, but I can say mongoose type things. It's always interesting. Weird elements. So why is this currently dead? This is not producing because multispectral. Multispectral because that, yes. Low density structures. My ultimate enemy. That's the biggest issue right now. That. This, I have 10 rocket engines. I have 0 of these because I'm actually very surprised that the low density structure was the sticking point there. Very surprised. Okay, 10 of those, way more than enough. Once I get the rocket to go up there, I probably want to go with it. I probably want more than this of floors and walls. But I think it's fine to go up just to sort of see what's going on. I can learn a little bit about how this whole thing works. I doubt I make a spaceship with this amount of material, but I cut that down, but 2, then I can start poking around with how this works. Need somewhere to stay. Oh, I can walk on this stuff. This stuff is walkable. So I want to start with minimal size. So start with 4 there. Oops. 4, 5 tall. Oh, these actually do angles pretty well. The walls probably don't, but so copy this, flip it horizontally, and just see how this game will complain about this. That's not enough to even test. Okay. Let's chop off the back. Still not enough. Chop the back off again. Not at all even approaching what I would want it to be, but I need to understand how this works. Floor, encasing. I didn't bring any doors up. That's a shame. Doesn't really matter for design. I just have to put a door to replace an appropriate amount of... That's enclosed. If I put this down, I should be able to get information. This is 76.5 hull stress, which gives me an idea of what I can work with. I can probably make something reasonably large compared to this. Booster tanks, thrusters, power. Oh, I do need power, yes. I completely forgot that I would need power. Dragon. So spaceship. And these count as walls. Or like these keep... Huh? How much of this needs to be on a platform? The whole thing, okay. That's more than I assumed. These keep it, maintain integrity. They do not increase stress. Interesting. Yeah. Larger the hull, container stress, aerodynamics front. Yeah, I just wasn't sure exactly how, like, will this still be considered? I have to do a new integrity check. I want to see how that is valid, seemingly. If I remove that, that will still be valid. Yes. Okay. But this won't be because diagonals don't count. Good. As long as it makes sense, it's good. So 80.1 because it's a worse shape? Or no, the hull stress did increase when I added. I'd have to recheck the integrity. This will be a higher stress. Barely. The walls decrease the stress by an amount that's relative to the total. Like, the floors that the walls have to go on increase it, but a lot of factors, I guess. Like, if I make this pointier, which doesn't look quite right yet, make that pointier. It's not great, but that gave me more space, increased the stress by 2.4. 6 more spaces, 3 more walls. Empty tiles are good up to 10% of the total. Where... Oh, but the 10% of the total is before the walls take away from the stress. So spaceship floor is 126, and the tiles can take away 10% of the 126, not 10% of the 96 that would exist after the walls subtract. It's quite... Okay, so if you get 100% streamline, you don't have any reason to worry about making it more streamlined. I kind of wanted to see how... Like, it was like 30% is the... But like, if 30% of the front is what I'm gonna try to... It's gonna be worse. Yes. So this is 6 wide. The entire ship is 1, 2, okay, 3. Each of those is 3. 12 wide. So that would be 50%, which would mean it should not be 100% streamlined. But it is, and I don't get it. This page states up to 1/3 of your front can be flat with no penalty. But this, like, this is 6. The entire thing is 12 wide, which means it's half. Like, this, unless they actually account for the angle distance here as part of the front, and not just the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it actually counts how it's on an angle. Oh, so this doesn't count to the flat wall. It's just the 1, 2, 3, 4. So if this won't work. It won't have integrity, but will it reduce the streamline? No, because it's not valid, I guess. Adding 1 there would add 1 more, and now it should be less than 100%. Okay. So it is the flat walls based on... Like, this is not a flat wall. I assumed all of those were flat, but it's purely flat, not sort of flat. Okay. if I add one here, add 2 there, will that change it? It's still 100%, which is what I assumed would be the case. Because, like, it does say front. Now that hits it, which I think is fine. It's kind of interesting. It says 4, 5, 6, 7, 89. Now it's 6. Maybe I have to actually remove those. Yes, it's 4, 5, 6 out of... It's weird. But I think that makes sense. Other stuff comes into play if it goes too far, but if not, then it's less of a worry. So. Oh yeah, and my life support's not counting because I'm in a spaceship. So things that I will need to do. I will need power here, which I could could I just do this? Yeah. I could charge here and fill up accumulators, which is an option. I feel like it's probably not the best option, but if I have enough accumulators, it might be fine. Accumulators they're not item or fluid storage. They're just space. So they're reasonably safe to include, I assume. Yes, I'll have to get there first. Oh! I could maybe get there by jumping with a cargo personal pod part, but that's probably a bad idea. If I go here, I'll only have to get here and back, and I can get these better solar and these better accumulators. The accumulators are 50 megajoules. This drains 1 megawatt. Max input, not max output. I don't know. I guess this just needs power. It doesn't need... It just, I assume, is 1 joule per... It's just 1 joule. That's all it needs. Maybe it supplies other stuff. I don't know. The panel substation would be nice to steal. All of the parts would be nice to steal. So if I can make a ship that can get to here, if I can steal the parts, that might be enough. Yes, I was trying to look at... So the lasers would need up to 1.2 megawatts. Which, if I steal the flat solar 2s, 1 flat solar at 100% efficient... Well, that's not 100% efficiency, that's 244%. Well, 100% would be pretty close to a megawatt. Flat solar. They provide 800 kilowatts. So you need 1.5 flat solars per laser to be 100% up 100% of the time, which is not what's going to happen. These can sustain a laser for 50 seconds. I guess travel times are a big question too. Can I fly out of this? Oh, cool. I can't fly inside. Neat. So. Kind of wonder how this works. I hope you can just put substations and then just park, charge up, because that feels aesthetically fun. But I'll go back down and back up in a bit. I need to bring doors. I need accumulators, but I should have accumulators up here already. Accumulator. Yeah, I can get them to deliver some accumulators just to feed them for a minute. Am I in range? I should be. No, I'm not. Darn. Boom. Yeah, 'cause the clamp... The clamp is... I'll need power gen to get to steal a clamp from that pre-existing spaceship. Because I will not... Oh, I've never seen this place result thing before. Did I never look at this, or did the recipe book update? I never saw this separate square. It was probably always... I wouldn't be surprised if it was always there, and I just ignored it. Yeah, clamp is blocked behind material science 1? Like, technically I could do, but I'd have to decide. I kind of want to see what this will do. Yeah. I want to see if I can assume that you can't build a ship with, like, everything needs to be contained. You can't have, like, solar panels on floor outside. Which kind of raises a question. Is the whole roof of the spaceship glass? How do these solar panels get power? It's a bit weird. Ah, so I'd have to manually do, like... I'd have to manually connect them. Makes sense. I wish it auto-connected, but it makes a lot of sense. I'm just sitting here because I don't run out of power. Or my life support doesn't count down. So I want to get a better grasp of, like, space. These are 5 megajoules. That's really not a lot. These... Oh, actually, if these are consistently... If flying through space has, like, consistently, like, a 800% modifier, it probably doesn't have a consistent modifier like that. I assume that they, as you travel further, it's probably like a linear value between where you're traveling. Like, if you're going from Novus orbit to the asteroid belt, I would assume it's somewhat of a linear... Yeah, but as you go further, it decreases. That makes sense. Which, I would have to set the delta V to... Calidus. I pressed this button before. I cannot remember how. Oops. Yeah. I'm just trying to organize based on... I guess I can go here. If I go here, I can see Ruamati, Novus, Paquin, and see them as they go out. Yeah, like that makes sense. Validus Asteroid Belt 2, that's that belt. It should all be... It's over 100% solar in space. At least until there, is what I can... Why is Ruamati... Oh no, this is the planet, not the orbit. It's not the orbit of Ruamati. Ruamati is 560. Wait, I'm now confused. My solar here says it's 467. But... What is the plus 833 here? if my Novus orbit's supposed to be 467. Is it double? No, that's not double. I don't get it. It's weird. Yes, I want space for at least several of these to get me to there to get the better solar panels. I would want space for accumulators. Oh, I can do this. I can... Okay. I can copy this for a moment, go out into the middle of nowhere where they won't mess with me, and that doesn't work because I have to do this. Okay. So, if I wanted... say, to start with that shape, then keeping it symmetrical, that looks kind of bad. That's probably this could be a lot flatter at the front, considering I made it 4 wide, so this has easy improvement already. Probably just clear. This will be... If I build it this wide, it is 18, which means I can make it 6 wide. Which means 2, 4, 6 wide. That's how wide it can be there. I can make it longer. Okay, so it's weird, and the numbers there are gonna be unpredictable. That works. Ah, that's annoying. Okay. This is probably... Oh. Building this is a little annoying. Because they're not treated the same as the space platform scaffolding, so we can't just shift-click stuff. Kinda wish I could. I want to see if... Yeah, okay, I figured it wouldn't let me make a judgment. Okay. This is going to be a terrible starting spaceship. So those will be fueled there. I don't know if I need more than 2 to start. I'll start with placing 2 and then I can add more at the back as needed. For now, I'm going to think about just putting a bunch of those. Put a bunch of these at the back, which I wasted space already. I could use gun turrets. I could use gun turrets just for a single trip. It's an option that I feel might be worth considering for safety, but it's always nice to know the ship will at least be enough. Oh, you have to? I thought there's something that implied you could use gun turrets. Maybe that was me reading something else. I guess you can use them, they're just bad. Where was it? What did I read something in here, I thought. About the walls and, or force fields and gun turrets and laser turrets, but maybe it was the mods page on the mod browser. I'm not gonna read this. Oh, I do need to consider container size, which is something I wanted to judge. I have 0 container stress. If I put down a single passive provider, 24. So it's half the number of slots. Oh, I should turn this off while I'm up here. If I put down a 96, it should be 48. Good. Okay, that's very simple. Very easy to work with. Then how much does a 100,000 volume tank count as? 25. I wonder what the math is on that. Is it just a quarter of the, like, 1/4000th or something? Yeah. Oh, yeah, because it's... like, is it more efficient? If I put a normal tank, would it be... This holds half as much. Is this going to have the same stress? No, still half the stress. It's spatially more efficient for sure. But the container stress value is consistent with the volume they carry, which is fine. Makes sense. But yeah, the spatial efficiency is worth a lot. Only one of these is needed instead of 2 tanks. Or 2 of these instead of 4. Much more important than saving a little bit of space. I don't have space though. Oh, did I? Oh, 100,000, 25,000. I forgot the volume of a tank. I think I was thinking of a tank train? Yeah, these are 25, not car, whatever they're called. Cargo wagon. Nope. Fluid wagon. Yeah, I was thinking of fluid wagon. Okay. Could you put a fluid wagon? Oh no, you probably... you could put rails inside and then have a fluid wagon. I wonder how efficient... It's probably less efficient. It's probably equal to the normal tank in terms of volume efficiency. Yeah, half the stress, way better. Easy choice to use. Now I just need to think. I'm gonna hope that that's enough power, but currently I don't have space for fuel. I could remove 2 of these. Well, technically I could remove 1 of them and replace that, and then put tanks like that, which feels a little silly. But carrying a lot of rocket fuel is not bad. Like, I knew you could only because of one of the title screen... I was gonna call it title screen images, but they're moving, so they're videos. Like, only because of that I knew about that. Do these count as walls? I assume they don't. Because they would probably state that they count as walls. Yeah, count as bulkhead. This does not state that, so it does not count as bulkhead. Which means that I probably want to set up some sort of underground pipe to fill it up, which won't work there, but... Which I don't think an underground pipe would work. Because I'd have to use a space pipe here. And a non-space pipe. Oh no, you can... I assumed you could only place space pipes in space. But it looks like you can place them not in space. You could fuel it this way, I assume, when it lands in an appropriate spot. I don't know how precise landing is. I assume it's very precise. Ignoring clamps, because I don't have the clamps yet. I'm just trying to figure out how to get it fueled to start. I might change all this. I could have a delivery cannon, maybe. Maybe you're not allowed delivery cannons here. I hope you aren't. You're not disallowed. I could delivery cannon rocket fuel to fill these up for the first launch, which feels really bad, but fueling this the first time feels like it's going to be annoying because I have to build it in space, and I don't currently have rocket fuel, liquid rocket fuel in space. I need to clear some more space, I guess. They're angry here. The big worm that dies in 2, I think. Yes. At first fuel up, it feels like it's gonna be awful. And if I mess up and don't have enough fuel at any point later, it's gonna be annoying too. But I guess I could also temporarily put a refinery or whatever it is that converts the physical fuel into liquid, or the solid fuel into liquid fuel. It's all liquid, it's in a container, it's just being emptied out. I could do that inside and just deal with that manually. Or like have bots deliver just straight rocket fuel, have it then be converted to the liquid in the spaceship just to get it enough to move. That should be enough of that. Is there another way? I can do it all manually, which would be awful. But I really did just scale it up. I can't test the integrity yet. I want to test if I can just sort of extra wide each of those, because that'd get me some space, but... Okay, the numbers here... Yeah, like once this is moving it will help. It's just, until then it will be awkward. What I wanted to check was... There was something I thought there was something about the launch cost. Is that described here? Crafting speed. That's pretty funny. Oh yeah, this also drains power, but fairly low power drain. I thought there was somewhere I saw like X amount just to launch, and then it burns consistently when flying. Maybe that was in my occasional checks, the minor things on the wiki. Position, planet gravity well, star gravity well, interesting. Destination. How does this work? If I set my destination to Novus, I have no idea how that works. Requires fuel and booster tanks. Oh, 5.5 minutes from here to Novus. This is valuable to check. If I want to go to... It's Ruamati? No, if I want to go to the asteroid belt, I need 3 hours and 40... Oh, my current speed is nothing. Okay. Size of surface area times stress, which is probably not going to be... I'm going to basically just assume that if I have 2 of these totally full, I'll definitely be fine. Launch energy. Was that listed here? Oh, there's launch energy. Okay. 3 gigajoules required for launch for this ship. These can store none because that's not how it works. 1 megajoule, 3 gigajoules is 1500 times that, so 1500 fuel to launch with this specific ship. That's not a lot. I feel like I must be doing the math wrong, but that's not bad. The 1 tank is probably... so this is actually... Size surface planet, yeah. Well, this is fine. I'll be able to get this to Novus with a fairly low amount of... Okay, I'm gonna say that fundamental design is... Oh, no, I can't. Okay, that's copied. Now if I paste, I can paste that. Then I can copy that. I can paste it there. Then I can scroll, paste that. Blam. It works. It's out of my range. Oh well, let's pick this up. I should actually have some laser turrets up here, I thought. Kind of interesting rules. If I go here, can I fly? I can. Goofy. Oh, yeah. Which, I mean, it makes sense. It's so much more flexible that if it was also more efficient, it would be kind of silly. Did I turn this crafting off? No, I didn't. Why are they not... Oh, because they don't have the platform, obviously. So, what's currently missing is the platform. If I go down to the surface, I can ship up almost 200, but I need 201. Perfect. It's a very large number of Dalmatians. Drop. I'd rather actually keep stockpiling that. So I can request 200 of each of these. Is this not launching because it's full? No, it's not launching because it's busy. And this is still full. Okay. Time to do one step. Let's put this here. Turn this into heat sink storage, which I will deal with in the future. For now, that means that I can do this. And eventually, when I get my necessary, when I put in the bare minimum effort, I can do like 2 and then a smaller one, then multiple smaller ones for less popular items. Okay, that's finally been dealt with. Oh, whoops. Well, that also explains where all the multispectral mirrors were going. I'm probably never going to need that many gamma ray telescopes. But for now, it's okay. Yeah, it's gonna move that in there. I was moving around to fix something, which was go here. Is this currently requesting? It's requesting 6x. Just request it here. Much easier. Give me 250 of these, because I'd rather have too many. And 200 of those. That should hopefully be enough to make this weird ship. I'll just have to figure out how to fuel it. Which is always gonna be weird. I could do my weird pipe there. Rocket fuel is converted in a fuel refinery. Also, this is not going to work because it's not controlled properly, but a few extras won't ruin anything. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's enough refineries. Where are all those? Oh, I also need like a door. Give me 1 door. Oh. Okay, 5 doors. Should be more than I want. So fine. Need to keep an eye on my life support. $100, $220. Why? I had more than that. I guess not. That's all the walls that I need. Why is this so slow? It goes from 0 to 12 very quickly. More than I need, it's fine. I want more. Well, this is enough floors for the current request. Now I needed to figure out the ratio. 1 solid fuel is question mark 50 liquid rocket fuel. Which means if I fill this entire thing up with rocket fuel, I will probably not regret it. That'll be fine once it delivers to here. Low on Astro 1s. But you haven't been up here while this was extant. So, Astro 1s are dead because of insights. No, it's this step. The issue was insight. Insight should currently be crafted here. It's limited by broad astronomics. Broad astronomics are limited here by X-ray. Microwave, the X-ray is here. Multispectral. I thought that I'd already shipped up a bunch more low densities. I guess I did not. Okay. to start planning how to... If I do active providers, as long as I have enough bots, doing individual chests will be less space than doing big chests. I did kind of want to use big chests because then it can just build up a buffer and work its way out over time, but I'm very disoriented. Where were those chests? Oh, and the 2x2 over there, okay. Having everything get output into a bunch of normal active providers feels like a bad idea. But it should be fine. If it becomes a problem, I can adjust. When I do this, and I start setting up maybe like a row of big storages, and then the rest can be 1 or 2 tiers down. I didn't send any of the 4. Give me... Okay, this is going to be a direct link there for things that I just want a direct number of. This I want warehouses times 20. And I can use warehouses for less in demand. I can also do this instead. Once I know how big warehouses are. I assume they're 4x4. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2x2, 4x4, which means they will be that tall, which will mean that will fit. Which means I can put big items into these, or the high demand items. So heat, copper, iron, which long term should be iron ingots, but for now will just be plates. These shall be ingots instead of plates long term, but for now they stay how they are. Then I can do beryllium is already going to be ingots because that's how I'm shipping them. I'll need to deal with this eventually. And then over time, I can populate these chests. 4x4 is actually going to be kind of awkward. 2, 2. We've split there, then we full there, there, split there. Actually, perfect, I think. On this side's not right. It should be pretty good. I can go up, I can go sideways, I'll have space. That'll be fine eventually. That'll take time, but the basic blueprint is there, and that will help. At 46, I have plenty of time. Currently, my rocket being filled with rocket fuel, which is limited by my bad rocket fuel production. Which I was gonna improve, and then I never did. I don't know why that's there. That's not needed anymore. This is weird. This entire thing I have built here is awful. Horrible. So the rocket fuel is just oh no, it still needs oil. I do actually need oil up if I'm gonna convert it. If I'm converting rocket fuel in space, I need the light oil in space. Forgot it still ran on light oil. I'm gonna put this here. There for now. Input, output. Did it even connect? It does. Thank you. I don't know why I'm doing this. I could just put another chest down. And it won't even be a meaningful loss. It'll even have to be a bigger buffer. That's full, that's fine. It's still fine, the stone's doing okay. Now I just need to see if this has been built. Which it has not because the rocket's not launched. The rocket's not launched because it's doing this. I want to copy my light oil from somewhere. Wait, I have light oil somewhere. So here? Yes. Copy the whole block. Paste it in this area. Eventually. And then figure out how I'm going to fuel this. I'm going to have issues. It's temporary though. Because ideally I'm not going to be refueling in space. Yet. Maybe in the future, but right now it'd be a bad idea. I'll probably pick up some of these without too much trouble. There's some weird stuff going on. Oh, it's because the platform underneath that is completely invisible still takes effect. And some of this is made of that stuff. Which makes it really weird, because I really don't expect to suddenly be moving faster. Very odd. Yes. I think it'd be a nightmare to try to make a permanent thing here without a train. But with a train, refueling in space will be so nice. I love the idea now of a train stop in space, or a spaceship stop in space, where the train can kind of pull in, unload, pull out, and it just fills up chests inside for whatever reason. I don't know if I'd ever want to do that, but I just love the idea. It is probably not a good idea. So that's that. I want this. I guess I should be thinking about what I want to do. So I can pick up some of these. My power's fine. So this is going to... Oh, okay. Just give me... platform there. It's bugging me. So, I'm gonna need the refinery. The refinery's gonna need to be supplied with the oil. Even I can't hit Q to grab that. I have to copy it. It's weird. Yeah, I mean, I was able to do this whole thing. This entire Astro setup was done remotely, and like, it kind of feels like it's the nature of the system where you don't really. Kind of sad that you don't. Well, I don't know if I want that line. You don't really need to spend that much time in space, which is kind of sad for, in like open space. It's kind of sad for, you know, space exploration. Okay, so now I need to think. Refinery. Refinery, which is this one. Liquid from the left. I want the output to line up here because that's slightly easier. Then I can space pipe to there. And that should be my liquid rocket fuel with a requester. Should function, I hope. Oh, I can do this. I need to use space pipes, which is a shame, but I'll do that to share the liquid for now. Probably don't want to leave it that way because I want to get as much power out of this as I can, but why do I not have space pipes? Plastic. I guess I don't actually have a requester up here for plastic, do I? Yeah. Funny oversight. This will only be up. 250. Should be full soon. Hopefully it gets some of the plastic here in time. Remove that extra stack of floor at the bottom that's going to be under. Okay, good. That's going to be plenty of plastic. It'll launch soon. It'll get up here. I'll have a spaceship, and maybe I can fly it to Novus. Woo! I can fly to my planet again. Super helpful. Ooh, I could also bring down, do passive provider and a other. I'll just do whatever I have in my inventory. I can put that there, and start moving all of my rocket sections down for a bit. Rocket sections and rocket pods. I have so many of these just sort of sitting here. And given that I don't even have a launch pad here yet, where are these gonna go? Oh, I guess I didn't change the name, so it did this. That's fine. I'll have to adjust other stuff. I should have assumed that it would just name it by default the same thing. I didn't really think ahead properly. Actually built. Give me a door. I think my bots are confused. Well, that's pretty cool to see. It's going quite quickly. Any doors anywhere? I already miss my pre-existing system. Temp off. Give me a door. Those three for some reason. Okay. I can build a door. Oh, it's small. Oh, I'm glad I got a bunch. I kind of thought for some reason that these would be bigger. The hull stress is totally fine. Pipes are not built yet because everything is annoying. 9 gigajoules to launch. Going to Novus. 5.5 minutes. They did build all that. The only things missing are pipes. Okay. These doors are pretty good. I guess they're basically the same as the vanilla wall gate things, but I haven't used those in a very, very long time. Like, the last time I played before, like, 2020, however many years before 2020, which was the last time I played before Space Age, or just around Space Age. That was the last time I used the wall pass-through things. And I didn't even use it for, like, trains or something. It was just a walkthrough. In a very long time. Okay, now I'm confused again. I'm here to pick up plastic. Because these bots are a little slow. Give me... Oh. Glass. Glass can be out here. Always something that I don't have. Give me 250. I guess I have to stop. Oh, did I put the chests in here? No, they're not called chests. What are the 2x2 ones called? They're called... Nope, they're not strong boxes. Warehouse. No, not warehouse. That's 6. I need 4. 4 is called something. Storehouse. I wish they were just called chests. I get why they aren't. Oh, I didn't... They definitely should have gotten into the system. Storehouse. Do I not have those crafting? Oh, I don't have the... I never set up the base steel storehouse. Didn't really keep track of everything I'm crafting. I need my spaceship to fly today, though. I hate how it looks, but I kind of have to live with that. It's reasonably close to the limit, so I'm fine with... The hull stress is reasonably close to the limit. I could... probably just make it longer, and that would probably be good. A little wider wouldn't be bad. I'm missing something, though. I have some lasers. I have... Theoretically, I have power. I feel like I'm missing something important. the main reason I feel like I'm missing something important is because I always am. The fuel will have to fill. That's what I'm waiting on. I should be sitting in here, actually, because then I won't be draining my life support. I have power. I have some item storage. No idea why that got put in here. Because it's a storage interface. Fair enough. So, is it limited by glass? Do I have glass in here right now? Yes, I do. Do I have the patience to wait? I'll wait for the storehouses. Once the storehouses are here, I'll ship it up manually. Even being incredibly inefficient, because I want to fly my ship. And if I wait, it will take more than half an hour. So, this is confusing. You can fly the ship onto a planet, is my understanding. But you can't place, or the way this is phrased, you can't place the spaceship console when you're on land. It has to be placed on a spaceship floor. But the walls can be placed when you're on land, but I don't understand why you can't place a console if you can fly and land on land. Is it just to make you have to build them in space? And like, you can do touch-ups and fix walls on land if you want to? But the fundamental movement of the spaceship is intentionally restricted to be, like, you have to build like a space dock? It's a weird... Well, it isn't weird, because building a spaceship like this would be hard to do on land without a ton of supports and stuff. But it's odd. 5 storehouses? I need a lot of storehouses, actually. Storehouses are slow because this is slow, because this is slow, because concrete. Really just need more concrete and steel to be delivered? And not productivity these, obviously, but it'd be nice if I could. I probably want to add concrete to the buffer chest there. Add more roboports, but once I get into the electricity research, I will not need normal roboports. This isn't making progress because I don't have the stuff, so I should probably do these, frankly, pretty basic researches that I should have done a long time ago for production science, and see if I broke my production science while doing all this other stuff. I think there's a good chance that I have indeed broken something along the way. Still short on concrete, because concrete is produced on the other side of the world. It's great. I love watching the robots move. But how's my request going? 8. Still very slow. I think I will settle for 12 total. So I need 4 more. Then I'll launch it. Then I'll be able to place those down. It'll go okay. While I wait, I should be figuring out storages, which will currently have a lot of issues. So, I need storage for airframe scaffold. Those probably don't need to be in a warehouse. Neither do processing units. Low density structures probably should be low density structure. That's empty, I need something there. I could put rocket fuel, but that seems unnecessary. Okay, what do I request a lot of? Copper there. This will need to be updated. That copper output is flawed. Circuits. Normal circuits and red circuits are probably worth putting in these bigger chests. Maybe not. Rocket sections are probably a good idea. Just to get those. Oh, if those get out and then they get compacted, so they probably don't need to be, but for now, safety first. Plastic is fine. These red guys are a good idea. And I need to remember that these chests need to be linked to green. Oops, that's not green, this is green. Double loop it for no reason. Hopefully it doesn't read it twice. That would be a big problem. And then don't really need that to be a loop. Got all of this red. That should just be read hand contents. You should just already read contents, good. Blam, I got enough of those. Send it early. I only have 26 minutes till I should stop. Hopefully I have enough glass. This will all land here, so I actually will pick one randomly. No, it won't, because I disabled the left one. Okay, that's fine. Steal that. Steal some of the glass. Make sure I get it to the right place. Glass goes for pipe crafting. These pipes should be placed here. Wait, this doesn't need that. What? What did I convince? Oh, I was crafting the rocket fuel, not the liquid. Oh my goodness. I was looking at the wrong section. I felt it was weird that I needed oil. That makes this way less obnoxious. Oh no. Floating space. Okay. Get me final pipe. Hopefully they're building correctly. Built it? Nope. There's still 3 more pieces. Good. That's gonna start filling up. Gradually. absolutely no issue with that. I could put one of those. It's weird that it's saying cannot use productivity in space. I've never noticed it so clearly putting a red notification there. Neat. Boom. Filling both of these up should not be too bad. But I could make this faster if I could find a beacon to copy. Paste it right there. Swap those. Give me a bigger request. It should devote more bots to the job, I thought. I guess the easiest check would be, now that I've changed it, that has gone down a little. Okay, that's filling up. This won't take too long. Launch energy. Oh, that was what it was. The launch energy when full. So the total launch energy of one booster tank that one can carry is 20 gigajoules. Why do I still not have enough of these? What is this going to? Oh, no, it's going to that. That's a waste. Okay, let's turn these off for a bit. It's annoying. Okay, these are going to where they need to go. Okay. I can learn how to fly this today. That will leave me with lots of stuff I can do. I'm going to test this. Ooh. I can't really do more than that. The container stress doesn't count towards speed. You can set the target speed. So I need 10 gigajoules. I have enough to launch. Target speed unlimited. 2. I don't know what 2 is. I don't know what these units would even be. It could be each number of these per second. Number, what are they called? Not solar radius, is it? Feels unlikely. Okie dokie. Keep transferring more of these back down. Might as well make use of this ship. I could do this in a smoother way by just having less garbage in my inventory. I probably want at least one roboport, which if I do that, I can do that. hopefully Roboport doesn't count as inventory space. Okay, even further. I'm gonna fix this, but up one. So supplying power, good. I'll need bots, which I do not have. Please don't steal bots from local areas. Yeah, I'm just thinking about, like, if I want space for a Roboport in case something happens to break and I'm not anywhere nearby. Is mostly what I'm worrying about. Like, if a wall breaks, I can't do anything if I'm not there, which won't matter now. I just want to have I want the space. I'm really glad these don't count as containers. Which does mean you can technically use this to, like, smuggle repair packs without it counting as container space. Smuggle robots without it being container space. Is it... I guess, yeah, if it's a constant drain of 50 kilowatts, I probably shouldn't have it on right now. I should disconnect this. Yeah. That doesn't seem right. Laser charts are 3 kilowatts. That's... okay, no, that's not accurate. That must be minimum in a specific context. Or I'm looking at the wrong time span. Fine right now. Okay. I'll pick it up for now. I guess if... I was gonna say if I leave a chest with a Roboport, I can just build a Roboport, but I can't. I can't just build a Roboport. Because if I don't have a Roboport, I can't place down a Roboport. Okay, so looking at this. The accumulators are stable for now. These produce up to 9 megawatts while here. Which will not sustain... it'll sustain 3 of these firing while at this location. That seems safe. Currently, I have 80,000 fuel total. And it feels like it must be close to good enough. But I can let this stop shipping fuel. Which is not going to cause any problem with the fuel, but I guess I can put fuel here. I need to start aeroframe scaffolds. I think I decided we're going to do the small chests. I only need 6, yeah. Oh, those too close together? How did I do that? Well, that's awful. Well, this is gonna move stuff, which is fine. It's just annoying. Oh, I'm really gonna look forward to actually fixing this, so that it's not a mess. Oops. Getting this set up to fully bot-based will be tidy. There's a bunch of things I'll have to change. This will have to be adjusted. But I could just leave this requesting, and then it'll work. Yeah, that's I think the only bit that's belt fed. That's the only part that will have to be fixed. I'll need productivity ones. I thought I just shipped these. Are they in here at the bottom? No. Have they not? It hasn't launched yet, has it? No, I manually launched it. That is requested here. Did I... Somehow I just... I don't know what I did. I have no idea what happened there. Oh well. It'll be fine eventually. Oh yes, these are good. Rough data storage. These are all taken, right? Yes, so... That's taken, that's not taken yet. This can be rough data. Rough data, motors aren't really needed to be there. Those can be a smaller one. I'll let it go for now. And continue moving those as I fill up. Supplies. There. What a weird time. Gonna take a while for this to catch up. But I'm at 120,000 between the two. This says that I should only need 10 gigajoules to launch. Oh, because there's stuff in there as well. Okay, so Novus is my target. Leaving it on manual. Integrity check. Everything's happy. Speed 1, no idea what that means. Position is position, destination is destination. I'm going to Novus. I'm gonna see what happens. I'm gonna die instantly because it's not dead, it's just disconnecting that stuff. Neither of those blink. I wish I had normal chests. Oh, that's weird. Oh, I really hate going at speed 1. Okay, speed is too low. Okay, so it's not a long travel time for this distance. Power drain is inconsequential so far. This pulsing rockets are weird. It's very odd. But I should be landing soon, and I anchor on Novus. Oh, I actually can be very precise. Nice. I'm gonna go back for a second. I don't know if it's gonna care about trees, but just in case, I'm gonna clear out of space. I'm gonna make a proper space to land the ship eventually. But... okay, if 80 is a modest speed, then yeah. It probably flickers a lot less then. Confirm anchor. And it's just, boom, I'm there. Okay. That's pretty understandable. Launch disabled because insufficient fuel. I need 243 to launch off Novus. That is a lot. Compared to flying down here, which makes sense. Really hate that those are flickering. Give me one there, and one there. That was pretty cool, though. It's very simple, I think. I wonder if I could fly to Novus. It looks like I could. If I wanted to just burn fuel, I guess I could fly up and like fly over here to save the travel time if I had something that far away. Yeah, it makes sense. Like, Novus being a proper planet with a radius of 5,692 versus moons in the like 1 or 2,000, I assume, maybe even less. Yeah, Rockenhar. I bet that's cheap to launch from. 510 radius. 510 radius seems borderline unusable. Oh, it's just not loading properly. Okay. But it would be really cheap to launch from this planet. Oh, that sounds super useful on big planets. Like, I was hoping that it was the case. Boom, I scanned the whole surface already of this random... This is a nightmare moon. Like, imagine trying to build a base here. You'd have to come down with artillery. Just full artillery, laser turrets down right away to get anything done. But you'd clear it pretty quickly. That was neat to look at. Ship works. Yeah, like I guess on these big, like eventually, I imagine, on a big planet like Novus, or even bigger. Novus isn't that big, but on a big planet, it's probably like you never actually want to land on a planet like that. You always want to interact with its orbit, which with space elevators to avoid landing on the big planets would be valuable. I hate how this spaceship looks, but it works, and I'm happy about that. So, spaceship works. What can I do? I was gonna do something for my spaceship before I stopped. Oh yes, getting this fueling. Can a space pipe to ground connect to a regular pipe? It can. Can it connect to a regular pipe to ground? It can. Cool. It doesn't really matter, but that's cool. Time to eat up all of my rocket fuel. Which actually, oh, these gonna be, yeah. You could, this is a terrible, like, design thought, but you can't place rocket booster tanks on land. You can land a spaceship with rocket booster tanks on land. So if you wanted to collect a huge backlog of rocket fuel, You could make a ship completely full of these booster tanks and just land it on a planet and never move it if you just want a lot of rocket fuel to refuel your ships going in and out quickly or something, which you'd be better to do on space, in space, in which case you can just place them, so it's useless, but just kind of a potential silly bad design. But this ship, I'm going to set this to 80. Oops. 80. I'm going to set these lower just because I can. From here, which is the math, this is 50% more. It doesn't matter. The next place that I would travel would probably be this planet called Hagen. It's a moon, not a planet. So I need to pay attention, or just type it. Going to Hagen, it would take 40 minutes at max speed. Does that actually update? If I go 800, if I could even reach that, it would not. It didn't change much. I don't know how that works yet. Yeah. What I want, I think what I might try to, well, there's two things I could do that are in addition to, like, shipping rocket fuel. I could definitely get to work on scaling up my... Well, I was saying scaling up my beryllium, but actually, at this point it looks like it might just be fixing my beryllium production because I am not producing enough of the ore. That's actually probably what I should fix. Okay, which means that that would be calculating off of the, like, 10. Which is, if 80 is 8 times faster than 10, because I'm assuming it's linear, then that's not going to be a long travel. It'll take time, but not that much. So, this, I think I need to, oh, because this is almost dead, yeah. I think that's what I need to do tomorrow. I need to scale up my beryllium production, which will mean I'll have to get some numbers. I probably just do the lazy thing and copy a bunch of these and just, like, copy paste a few of them, feed them all separately, which is probably not optimal, but it's quick. So I'll have to multiply this by, like, 4 or something, and then set up a bunch more mining spots for beryl, which is one there. There's one up there. It's kind of one up there. It's a little more out of the way than I would like, but this isn't really a perfect beryl planet. I think this is because that's repurposing a cryonite planet for beryl. 120, 143, 146 instead of using an actual beryl planet or asteroid belt. That's an option. I could ditch my current beryl thing and try to mess with beryl in the asteroid belt instead of scaling up my existing one. That could be an option if I had any good beryl here, but I don't think I really do. Oh no, I have a 210 million there. That's pretty good. Yeah, I have beryl I could do stuff with, maybe. For just... Yeah. I was mostly thinking of just sort of... Should buffer? The only thing with buffer chests is a few things. But yeah, like... I was mostly thinking of using it as a way to get somewhere to build new infrastructure instead of shipping stuff. So, the idea of using buffer chests did not occur to me. It should have. I'm gonna get sidetracked from them. I need to stop soon. But I'm gonna do this now because if I don't do it now, I will forget. For my own sanity, I'm gonna draw a nice outline. Too wide outline. All the way around. Mess up a little bit, but... Which actually I should do bad if it's too wide. Just so that I have a designated place to land. This is where I need the 1x1. Yeah, I figured I'd be able to place stuff there. I don't trust this angle. One, two. Not quite right. There. There's my landing pad. Yeah, like I think this... I'll have to figure out how I might want to deal with that. I could... So the barrel ore stacks to 50. If I wanted to do barrel stuff from the asteroid, it really feels like I should try to process it at the asteroid. Which would need a bunch of scaffolding, I think. Actually, not that much scaffolding. It's in space, so this won't work, but I don't know if it's even possible to process it in space. Or if I'd have to ship that in its ore form. The easiest way to check would be barrel here is mined, then it is made into this in a space biochemical facility as an option, which then makes the liquid in a biochemical facility, which makes the powder in a biochemical facility, and then thermodynamics for the molten, and then thermodynamics for the final step, which is also a lot faster. Which means I'd have to redesign it if I did it in space, but it would probably be more efficient. I'd have to provide rockets, and it's in the asteroid belt, so it's kind of far. Yeah. It actually, with the thermodynamics facilities and stuff, it really feels like it would be worth fully processing it in space. It would just be a lot more effort. Oh, but sulfuric acid. I'd have to be shipping sulfuric acid there? If I wanted to do that. I might not. I might put this off until I have space trains. Because I can scale up what I have. I can get a few more million on that planet and it will probably hold me over long enough. I don't think this has... Yeah, I wouldn't be able to get sulfuric acid without shipping liquids, which would be kind of annoying. There is, however... Let's just make a new one. New one. This is asteroid might have misspelled it, I don't know. This, if I want to make beryllium at base space belts. One space belt is way too much. I should be going with an actual number. Add beryllium ingots at, let's say, 200 per minute, which is already significantly more than what I can do. If I was making it in space with fully speed 3'd, that's looking pretty good in terms of total machine count. I could, however... Oh, you can't productivity in space. That's another important factor. It's very important to remember that I can't productivity anything in space, which does cut into, like, efficiency. I don't need to be that. It can probably just hijack a beacon. This doesn't look like it would be too bad in terms of base to build it. Yeah, it water. It's matrix. Does this need to be matrix? I can't remember. I don't. Oh yeah, the water. The water needs to be matrixed. Ooh, I would have to mine water, which is not actually that bad. The asteroid barrel seems not too bad. Sand. I don't know what I need to limit. Okay, then mining. This is where I think the space becomes non-viable to me. Because I might be able to make space trains, but it'd be awkward. I would need 200 of these running to get 200. And just space-wise, it's kind of awkward in the asteroid belt. But there's such high density that they wouldn't run out quickly. It really doesn't look that bad. The vulcanite's easy, the cryonite rods are easy. The sulfur is awkward. It would be 100 barrels per minute. It's not that bad. Except for all the excess barrels. All the excess barrels would need to be broken down and shipped out, which I guess I could ship it out. It's not a huge issue. I don't think this is my next step. I do need to go to the asteroid belt to pick up the stuff from that ship. That is important. I don't think I should build this right away. It looks pretty good though, because it's not a lot of machines to quadruple my current beryllium production. It doesn't take that many. It takes a lot of mining. That's its own issue though. That's an unavoidable issue. But it looks like it'll be fun eventually. But I will not do that yet. Boom. Full of fuel. Saying that, I might need more tanks. But I'm not sure. It's kind of hard for me to judge. Yeah, all the sulfur is all... The clamps are there. Yeah, the biggest... Space shipping sulfur would be fine. The biggest sticking point is still the it feels like it'd be pretty tough. So each of these is 16. Each of these is 16. Like 1, I guess even over exaggerating, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's only, what, like less than 90? Around 90? With those 3 patches. And I need, like, okay, I can just do the math. The math is simple. 196, yeah, I need 10 of those that are fully occupied to supply that production. Which wouldn't be bad if I had space rails. But space rails are not viable yet because I don't have holmium production or energy catalogs. That makes it pretty simple for me. Do energy, and then maybe I could do that, but I'd have to do energy next anyway. Or can you use normal rails? You can't use normal rails in space, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can't. I'm not sure about these rules. Yeah, you can't, okay. Which makes sense. So, I can't do that beryllium yet, so I should do the beryllium on my ice planet. Once I have the beryllium on the ice planet, I probably want to set up the copper planet. Once the copper planet's set up, I can start thinking about other options. I could start making another ship, maybe. I assume I'm not limited on number of ships based on research, just the integrity of each ship. I can have my ship that I ride, and then a ship to ship fuel, and probably a few rocket parts, maybe? I don't know. To ship fuel around. I could work on making another rocket for that. Yeah. But energy science after I think energy science will need a lot of copper, a lot of circuits. It really doesn't look that bad, other than the uranium. The uranium might pose a bit of... It shouldn't pose much of an issue, but it could. Uranium, and I haven't made any... Oh, it's not sorted, okay. Uranium 235. At max speed, I could make about 20 per minute. Which means that I need to do something more to improve... Ooh, I'm actually almost through this chest. Cool. I need to improve my uranium production before I get to energy science. But that's not important. I will stop now today because otherwise I will keep thinking of stuff for too long. So tomorrow I should do beryllium because I need more beryllium. Because if I get more beryllium shipping, I can have better low density structures, and that will be super nice. And I'll actually be able to keep rocket parts going more reliably. It'll be good. With more beryllium, that will be, if I aim for 100 or 200 per minute, I should be set for a while. Then I can get more copper from the copper planet, which will need a bit of work because for some reason the shifts to clear these were removed, which is annoying. I bet I did something, or a save had an issue. Who knows? I'll have to copy and paste this stuff again. Oh well. I'll have to get this all set up. I can fly here with all the stuff to build it in my... I'm pretty sure I can have all this stuff on my spaceship, which might be a bad idea. I might want more rocket fuel tanks before I go there. So before I do anything else, I should go to the spaceship in the asteroid belt and pillage it for parts. Steal all their guns. Tesla gun. Nothing of real value there. A pylon substation would be really nice to have. Booster tanks I will probably leave because I can't really use it. I guess I could transfer it all into my ship and then carry it all back. I can pick up the engines. I can pick up the accumulators. That's the big... The accumulators and the solar panels are the big benefits, plus the clamps. Clamps are good. A lot of random stuff here, though. The deep space belts are pretty good. The research is useless at this stage, but it's all pretty good stuff to steal. Ah, time limit. Okay. I guess they just... them just going away because... Yeah. I wish they didn't, but it probably makes sense for the removal orders to have time limits. Like, there's probably a good reason. Like, it takes some amount of computation to keep track of it because it's checking for bots being able to do the work or something. I don't know. Are these guys... What are these guys even trying to do? They're trying to provide a repair pack somewhere. Why are they flying this way, though? There's nothing in that line. I bet these bots are stuck. I bet there's gonna be eternally looping back and forth right here. I'll check in the future if I can remember, but I should stop. I should go to the asteroid belt as my next mission. After the asteroid belt, it's beryllium. After the beryllium, it's stealing all this stuff. Oh, but I can... I was thinking, oh, I can't use it because I don't have the research, but I don't have the research, so I can't craft them. But if I steal the thrusters, I can still use the thrusters. And I can produce ion stream anyway. Which means that I could, presumably, make use of that. Despite assuming that I couldn't because I don't have... What are they crafting? Oh. Oh, they're making atomic bombs to launch via weapon. Looks pretty good. The behemoth lived through that. It's a pretty horrifying image. But I should stop today. I really like how this thing looks. It's very pleasing. But that should be all. So, thanks for watching, thanks for chatting, thanks for hanging out. I hope everyone has a nice night, day, evening, morning, etc. Bye-bye.